Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru. Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru.
The Ox and Rat Podcast, also known as ORS. What is good, people? It is the Ox and Rat Podcast with me, Satsuki the Savage, my co-host, Perry D. Rat. Perry, you want to say something to the people?
How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday evening? How you doing, Satsuki?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, getting ready for the Bucks and Nets game. Things looking a lot more even, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do with that. I do got to replace this background real quick. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. So y'all gonna see me moving things around on the screen, but I didn't want to delay y'all just to do this. So once I do that, we're gonna really be in business. But I mean, another good episode, right?
Hey man, you know I tagged you earlier, man. I told you it's gonna be a movie. You know,
Bro.
when movie stars appear, you know it's gonna be a movie.
When you said that, when I was watching the episode, it's not like I dislike what was going on in the episode. I like the episode, but I was like, I don't know how far I got into it, but I was like, okay, I got maybe, let's say 8 minutes into it. And I was like, all right, what is he talking about as a movie? Like, what exactly is he referring to? And then when I seen Ritsu show up, I said, bro, please don't tell me this what he talking about. I was like, this gotta be it, man. It's nothing else it could be. So yeah, man. I know that's not even like a big part of the episode, but Ritsu showed up. We just gotta address it because that's been a running gag with this podcast. Ritsu lives, man. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Reminds me of Zoe when like all the minks like when the star has with them and there's like Raizo is safe. Same thing. Ritsu is here.
No. We was not waiting on Ritsu, man.
We up there crying when we see Ritsu, man.
Nah, man. I mean, listen, like shout out to Ritsu. You know, congratulations on the curse breaking for you. But what does this mean? Like, I think that's what we brought up before. It has so much significance with everybody else, but what does it mean for Ritsu?
Hey man, he get to pull the the editor.
Michan?
Yeah. He finally get to hug his mom, man.
And the issue with that is, well, yeah, with hugging the mom is I think more significance, but the issue with the whole Michan thing is I feel like that relationship hasn't been focused on too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it's going to happen, but it'll be one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, they got in a relationship. I don't think we'll be like gung ho about it. Oh, shout out to the people in the chat, man. My fellow co-host, Everything Animated EA, said I already love the name, but then he came back and said Ritsu did nothing this whole series. You right about that. Shout out to Darius in the chat. It's cool. Yo, another 10 out of 10 episode. Yandere Shiki is here. Ritsu lives. QRW6. What up, Satsuki and Perry? What is good? QRW6.
What's up?
We have Rex on the chat. Hola. And QRW6 said Perry must have been happy to see Ritsu in that episode, bro. Don't give that to Perry, bro.
Yes, sir.
That
cheesing,
is,
man. I was cheesing ear to ear.
Perry is not happy to see Ritsu. Perry is happy that I'll have something to talk about since I've been the one bitching about Ritsu, man. Perry does not. Don't let Perry fool you. He does not care about Ritsu.
It's so crazy, chat, man. Satsuki be like, Ritsu never show up, he never comes in. But look at him. He shows up, he comes in, present day. What more do you want from Ritsu, man? What more do you want?
I want him to like have some weight to the story. That's what I want. That's what I've always wanted. And now it's too little too late. We got 2 episodes left in the series, man. It's over. Pack it up. Cool to see him, but it was just one of those things where they had to fill out. Like, it was like they show everybody in their curse breaking, so they had to show Ritsu. They were forced to. I bet you the mangaka was like, I don't want to do it, but fuck it, I got
I
to.
don't know, man. You seen the order? It was the order of importance. It was like Yame first, then Ritsu with his mom. There's
Okay,
levels to
man.
this, man.
Nah, I don't know what the order was because I wasn't paying attention to it. I don't believe it was in order of any significance, just because it couldn't have been like the order of the banquet, just because we saw the ox and a horse together, and they're no, no. I don't think it's that, but anyways, man, let's get to more serious things. The first topic we should bring up is Toru and Kyo. The ship it's been sailed, but it's official now just because Kyo has confessed his love to Toru, which we knew he loved Toru since season 2, with his talk with Akito, but this is the first time he said it to Toru's face, and then they had their first conscious kiss because of that.
Oh yeah. Because the first one was, on how did it say garbage time, as they say in the NBA.
Garbage time.
It was garbage time, man. It ain't really count, man. It ain't really count. She didn't remember. It was garbage time, man. But the second one, well, it was a great little moment, man. I like how, like, in the episode before that, we kind of get like, I think we have to apologize because I think we said last week that moments between other characters with Toru we didn't get to see last episode, and we thought they skipped it. But this episode was just showing us all the moments that we thought they skipped last week.
Well, I still think there were things that were skipped. Well, because we saw, like, in the beginning of the episode, all we really saw, we still didn't see Utani and Hana visit Toru in the hospital. Like, that's what I felt was skipped. All we saw was at the start of the episode more of Toru, like the focus be on Toru, because the focus was on Kyo, and we saw Toru run, and we saw Kyo catch up to Toru. But this time we saw Toru, and we saw her running around and her thoughts and feelings. So I don't think we saw the stuff that I believe was skipped, because the only thing we really got that went back to the past within the bubble of like Toru's hospitalization was the conversation she had with Akito. That was about it. But we still didn't have the conversation between Utani and Hana and their reaction to Toru being hospitalized. We just got like that conversation after they left the room.
Yeah, you're right. We didn't get to know kind of like, because I really do want to see, like, maybe it's selfish for me, maybe me wanting a lot more than what the mangaka intention, but I really wanted to see like the reactions like that, getting that call like, oh, yeah. Toru's this, and just like immediately running out, adulting for her. Yeah,
because if you remember when we got Yuki's perspective on when Kyoko got in that accident, Yuki, of course, wasn't connected to Toru, but he saw when that happened to Toru, like Mayuko came in there and informed Toru, like, something happened to your mother. And then immediately after, Toru and Hana chase after Toru. So, like, we know how they react towards anything involving Toru. So, yeah, I think it would have been nice to see their reaction to Toru being hospitalized. That didn't happen. I don't know if it happened in the manga or whatnot, but I mean, it's cool. But the kiss between Toru and Kyo, very great moment. We got a lot of those two, especially in this episode, not even just the kiss. I think probably one of the best moments in the series is Kyo breaking that bracelet, because we know like what that symbolizes for him. Is pretty much a symbol of, or a reminder of him not being human, that he needs this on him to be considered human, or else he'll be rejected by everybody, and he finally gets to relinquish that. And I thought it was also a cute moment when he goes to Kazuma, and then the first thing he doesn't say, well, we don't get to see the dialogue, but the first thing he's showing is his wrist. He's like, yo, it's off of me. And then Kazuma has that face of like relief almost. So I think Kyo and Toru, they were great highlights within this episode. Couple is official. It was good to see Kyo be the one to chase after Toru this time, because as I said in other podcasts, he's always the one that runs away from his issues. And Toru does too, but her thing is more so ignoring the issue and put it on a facade. But this time, Kyo chased after her. They both let their feelings out, and they're official. So we good. We're good.
Yeah, I really like when you said she put on a facade. You even seen this earlier in the episode when like she didn't want to worry Yuki, Utani, and Hana about how she was really feeling. So she tried to like you reference like I tried to put a brave face on everybody, but I couldn't do it. Anytime somebody mentioned Kyo, she kind of broke down and she couldn't control it.
Yeah, you can see her immediately deflect when Yuki asks about Kyo or he says something about Kyo.
Yeah, and then Yuki realized like, oh, let me just not mention Kyo around her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think something interesting about Kyo chasing after Toru, like not focusing on them, is the fact that Hana and Utani did not chase after Toru. I know that's not something that's going to be focused on in the show, but I think that is a testament to them realizing that they can trust Kyo, they can trust Toru with Kyo. Because, like I said, these are two who chased after Toru, not knowing the situation with her mother at all. They didn't know anything because Mayuko just told Toru that, you know, something happened with your mother, you got to go. And then immediately Utani and Hana chased after her. So the fact that Toru was just fresh out the hospital and she looks at Kyo, she freaks out and starts running. They didn't chase after her or anything as far as we know. So I think that is just them realizing we can trust Kyo since they seen him chase after her. So again, it wasn't a focus, but I think that's something we could surmise.
Yeah, because it reminds me of the scene. Well, I think was it season 1 when they was talking about like how Yuki and Kyo would be like good suitors for Toru, and they was like it's kind of like giving like your daughter away, your child away from somebody. It kind of reminded me of that moment when they basically like said, "Kyo, go get your girl, you deserve her."
Yeah. Yeah, because the scene that you're talking about in season 1 is like Utani and Hana pull up like they're the father, mother, and it's like, yeah, we give you guys our blessings. Y'all, we trust y'all with Toru. She's in good hands. So I think that's an extension of that, them not chasing after Toru. Let me read some of the comments. Yandere Shiki said, first time I've ever seen a character gets left behind. Stony said, great, Ritsu is meh as fuck. EA said, here's Ritsu. Sorry, gomenasai. That's all he does.
Hey man, if Toru had the same amount of speaking lines as Ritsu, it'd be the same thing, man. You put him there as a thank you, Tsukiyomi.
Hey man, listen. I mean, like, they both have that in common, but that's the problem with Ritsu. The problem with Ritsu is just he's underutilized.
Yeah.
QRWC and someone brought up a very good point about Ritsu. In fact, it was in one of my live reactions, and I forgot about it, but I had to bring it back. They mentioned the fact, or maybe it was on the podcast. I'm not entirely sure, but shout out to that person. They brought up the fact that it's so disappointing that Ritsu did not have a bigger role within the series, because think about Akito as Akito in the past and Akito's hatred for women. Ritsu would have been an interesting character to have an interaction with Akito because Ritsu was biologically male but dresses as a woman, so that would have been an interesting conflict to see how Akito would treat Ritsu. And I think it was stated that Akito hates Ritsu the most or something like that. So the fact that we never saw those two interact is like, damn. So we're kind of deprived of that, but I guess it is what it is.
Oh wow, that's an interesting point. Whoever made that, I'm gonna try to look for that comment and give you your thanks next podcast, because that's a really good point. I didn't even think about like the Ritsu and Akito dynamic, how that could have been for both their characters. Because I feel like for Akito herself, seeing Ritsu like choosing to like not embrace like who you really are and still a different role, I feel like she would feel some kind of way about that.
Yeah, and it's literally the opposite of Akito, who was raised to be a man, and then Ritsu is choosing to act more feminine.
Yeah.
So that could have been an interesting dynamic that the show could have pushed, but it never happened. And I don't think it's. Oh my god, yo, Rant, what are you doing?
He went bananas.
Yeah, Rant, stop. Like, what are you doing? I don't even know why you mute. I don't even know why you put him in timeout. What's going on?
Man, that give people power, man. It corrupts them, absolutely.
Yeah, what? I don't know what's going on, man. Light Ruler said, I'm not even reading that. You good on that, Light Ruler? You good? Stoney said several moments were cut. QRW6 said the picture frame of Kyoko was fixed and the cat's bees are in the ED. Yeah, good eye. Good thing to bring up. Stoney said that father-son hug. Oh, we got Kako in here. I am here. Pulled up like All Might.
Yeah. Hello, Kako. How you doing? I know it's like 2 a.m. for you, I think.
How much further ahead there are of us?
I think she's 6 hours ahead. I think she's got the same time as the UK people. So
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Rant said, save it, Rat.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Rex. I'm sorry, Rex. You timed him out twice, though. That wasn't an accident.
Hey, man, he double tapped. Just to make sure, man.
That is crazy. You can't shoot someone twice and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, he just make sure, man. I understand, Rant. I understand. I don't support it, but I understand.
What did you think about the conversation between Akito and Toru?
Oh, I love that conversation because one thing I think we kind of forget about the whole thing was like when Toru mentioned it, she was like, "I was trying to break your curse, but I didn't give a damn about how he was feeling."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy because like that's true because like while we was rooting for Toru to break the curse and free from Akito, on Akito's side is like, oh my God, this girl is like actively trying to like take what's mine. Like imagine somebody trying to come in your house and take what's yours just because. Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
I can see what she needed up.
Yeah, we knew what Toru's intentions were, and that's the interesting conflict of it. With Akito it has a more malicious spin on it just because of her wanting to keep everybody intact. We see that actively draining people. They are hindered by these bonds. So even though that has like a negative spin on it, it's still like Toru's trying to break the curse is in direct conflict with Akito wanting to keep her bonds, and that's something precious to her. And Toru is, I think, literally what she said within the episode was, let me look for the screenshot. She said,
what?
She said, where is it at? 1 second.
I'll read the chat a little bit. Kako says it's 2:30 a.m. I can never catch you. Yeah, we sorry about that. I feel sorry for like our European time people because I feel like for them it's like 2 a.m. so they never get to catch us live.
Yeah.
Oh, it's our boy Russ saying "Sup, guys."
Yeah, what's good, Russ? I'll read that, Stoney. But what Toru said was, "I'm someone who is trying to destroy the world you want." So yeah, we know Toru has good intentions because her whole thing was wanting to break the curse for Kyo's sake, but that is in direct opposition to what Akito is trying to, Akito's happiness was with keeping up those bonds. So like you said, she wasn't thinking about Akito. So I think that was the whole point of the conversation of her saying, if I'm pure, you're also pure, and also telling Akito don't like try to put people in these categories and boxes and use that as an excuse to keep them at arm's length, So yeah, it was cool to see Akito get out her insecurities and jealousy that she felt toward Toru, and it seems like they are officially friends with no reservations about it. In fact, I'm gonna bring this up. Somebody brought this to my attention before, and this was in season 2. So when I first heard this, I was like, nah, get that shit out of here. What you talking about? You crazy? But they brought up some people ship Akito and Toru. How you feel about that?
I can see it. That'd be interesting couple. Like a lot. Man. Interesting couple.
Bro, see, like when that was brought to my attention, like think about it, it's season 2.
Oh yeah. You was on your Akito time.
Well, of course, like I love Akito, but Akito was on her demon shit. She was starting to show cracks and things like that, but she was still on her demon time. I was like, yo, I mean, this is the same season where we learn why Reen's back looked like that. And I'm like, yo, why are people shipping those two? What's going on? I was like, nah, y'all wildin'. And it's so crazy I went from that to, while I don't really agree with it, I see it. I understand it now. And that kind of makes me think of like, what's your favorite like crack ship in the series? Like a ship that's not official. Well, like the literal definition is more so like two characters who have barely have any interaction or they never met. But in this context, I'm using it like, what's a ship that you like that isn't necessarily canon?
Or like
or
a failed
official?
ship. Let me think. Maybe Michi and Kakeru. Maybe that one. Because I would love to see how that work as like a relationship.
Wait. Which characters?
It Michi, not Michi. Machi, right?
Wait.
Whoa. No. This Kimmy. I don't know why I said Machi. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to count out here.
So that man went full incest.
I'll
I'll sit there. Yeah, bro. I was literally. I had my hand on my chin. I say, wait, what is he talking about?
And I didn't make it better either. I was like, wait, what? That's right. Nah, it's Machi, right? Nah, that didn't make it any better. Nah, I think Kimmy and Kureno would have been a good one.
Okay. I've seen people. The one I see that's more prevalent is Yuki and Kakeru. That's the one I see. That's probably like the biggest crack ship I see. For me, I think the best one would be, oh my god, the QRW6 comment threw me off. My favorite one is Hana Utani.
Oh yeah. I can see that. That'd be nice little ship.
I mean, they've already been kind of like the pseudo parents for Toru, so it just works with the dynamic of like, I guess you could say Utani's like the dad figure and Hana's like the mother figure. Like it works within that, and we always see those two together, so it like, you know, it's fine.
I think another one would be Kyo and Utani. I think that's one I wanted to see.
Oh yeah, that was very interesting. That was the one I was like pushing for early, just because they had that kind of rival dynamic where they were both bickering with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, like I also see like Rin and Toru. I think I prefer that over Akito and Toru. I feel bad for Hatsuharu, but you know.
Oh, Rin and Toru. Yeah, I've also seen that too. Yeah, that's valid. Okay, so Stoney said, "What were your thoughts on the origin of the curse?" We'll get to that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Kako said the circle scene, Fruits Basket, when Toru wasn't picked, but in the circle, I like to compare with Akito. Akito was in the circle, but above one at the same time. Yeah. Whenever that episode rolled around, what was that, episode 8, I believe? I brought up that Akito being lonely in the scene where we see the banquet where everybody's grouped up, but Akito is like, you see this shot of the seats being arranged in a circle and then Akito sitting there alone, and I compared that to what we saw early in Fruits Basket season 1 where Toru's playing a Fruits Basket game and nobody's calling her because she was the rice ball. So we brought that up, just not on this until now.
Mm-hmm.
Yanare Shiki said they must have saw the old version. Akito was a boy in that one. Probably. Kako said, and the whole series has a closed box theme. Hana x Kazu? No. No, QR? No. Hit you with the spray bottle? No.
Hold on now. Let's think about this.
Nah, I don't want to think about it.
Hey, man, you got one out. Might as well go. Might as well do another one.
Bro, if I don't listen, if I don't like the Kureno and Utani shit, why would I like the Kazuma and Hot? Like that's even worse. That's way worse. That is nuts. Kazuma got a whole kid, man. That would be such a nah. Get that out of here, please. Kako said in the manga there are 2 storylines that are not included because they are controversial. Still worth the read when you finish the anime. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that we'll both check out things that weren't included in the anime. So
yeah. Kako, does that happen like around this area, or is something that's built up throughout the entire series?
yeah, let us know. So I don't want to get into the origin of things yet. I want to.
Oh, we go to like the everybody crazy breaking and how their reactions to it, because I got the order right here. If you need it.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so with this episode with Akito like finally letting go and Toru and Kyo hugging and him not transforming. I think I'll talk about that right quick.
Mm-hmm.
I love this scene where he was like, even though like his whole thing was like the reason why he let Kyoko die is because he didn't want to be treated. He wanted to stay human.
Yeah.
But with Toru, he was saying like, I don't care if I'm not a human around you, because together I think we're invincible. And then Toru responded with like, I love is invincible, and I was like, I had a little tear, man. That was a great moment. And then they hug, and nothing happens.
Yeah, Kyo accepted himself, and I think it's important that he did not know the curse broke for him at that moment. I don't know exactly when it happened, but just because like most people like notice when the curse breaks, it probably happens simultaneously. Like as soon as he goes for the hug, the curse broke for him probably. But it's important that he did not know that the curse broke for him, because it was a moment of him going, I don't care not being human around you. Like I accept myself. So that was a key moment for Kyo. But what else you were going to say about the curses breaking?
About the order. So the first thing we see is Ayame and Mine. And man, that don't brought tears to my eyes, because when he found out, he called her in, and Mina was like, "You want some tea or something? I can make some more if you want to." And then she turned around, and he got up immediately and hugged her and said, "I was born to love you, and now I can finally start." That was great, man. That was great,
bro. It was so good too, just because, like I don't know. It was kind of cool that Mine like heard Ayame, because he's not yelling Mine. She's not even in the room. He's just like Mine, and then she just comes out like I don't know. It's like she's hypersensitive to hearing her name when it comes from him, and then she comes in the cut. Like they're like a cute couple that they don't really focus on too much, and I like those two together. And you can see how much Ayame cares for Mine in that moment, like you said, where he says he's born to love her. So that was probably one of my favorite moments of all the curses breaking. One of mine.
I think that might be my probably after Toru. That's my favorite one, because just like man, because there's one of the things where like when you're in a relationship with somebody and like it's different from like Haru and Rain, because they're both zodiac spirits and they can tug each other. But I think Ayame is the only one currently who has a significant other who's not a zodiac. So it just hit more for him than anybody else, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it also hits just because those two were already established. Like they've probably been in a relationship. We don't know how long, but they've been in a relationship for a while. We can surmise. So it's probably something that's been eating at Ayame for a long time, and now he's free of that. And he's free to embrace her how he wants. Oh my God, we got Francesca in here too.
The legend herself?
The lurking legend. She says, "Hello, I haven't been able to be here live, but hey man, appreciate you showing up, Francesca."
We appreciate it.
The Fruits Basket Guru.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you personally, but Satsuki always have great things to say about you.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then like after the day Ayame one, we get who it is, Big R, Big Monkey around, Big Ritsu.
That ape. Oh yeah. Lord.
Yeah, man. I wish I could see him hug his mom. I wish he just like as soon as his mom called out to him, run up to him, hug his mom. Because I would have loved that. Because I feel like they had such a close relationship, but the fact that they could finally hug would have been great for me.
Yeah, and okay, like one thing about that I was thinking about, and it crossed my mind specifically with Ritsu because of who Ritsu's mom is, and like she was one of those where we first found out that the parents or the mother specifically are super obsessed or they reject their children. Like Ritsu's mother was the extreme of they're obsessive with their children, and of course Momiji's mom was the other extreme of they reject their children. So I kind of want to know if the curse breaking will affect that side of them. It's probably so ingrained with him because Ritsu is I believe Ritsu is an adult.
Yeah, I feel like he's because he's around the same age as all the other ones. Yeah, no, not Kagura. No, he's around the same age as I feel like he has to be the same age around Haru, Hattori. I mean, I said Haru. I mean Shigure, Hattori, and Ayame, because they was all around the same age when that moment happened, right?
No, I don't think Ritsu's that old.
But I thought he was.
I think Ritsu's probably either. I think Ritsu's either like 19 or young 20 or early 20s.
But I guess when that flashback happened, they were saying like Ritsu was too young to remember.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess, yeah. So there's like 7. I guess you would say that was 7, 6ish.
You asked me about Fruits Basket timeline.
Oh, you're right.
No,
right.
Sir.
We did jump from 4-2 to 6-2 in 3 episodes.
Yeah, man. Like I think Ritsu's like it doesn't really matter, but I think the whole thing I'm trying to bring in is would the curse breaking affect Ritsu's mother when it comes to her obsession with Ritsu?
I feel like it would have to be, because I feel like one thing we kind of like get deeper into the curse is that like the curse kind of like grounded everyone. It kind of made everybody feel like they're like let's say you was a loner in like real life, you still had the Zodiacs to come back to, and I feel like having your kid like kind of like have this connection with you, sorta, and like with other people that's not outside the family, you kind of feel like more sheltered to them. But because Ritsu's not able to like interact with the people like everybody else, it kind of opens up the door for him to do a lot more and be like a lot more autonomous from his mother.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, who's next in the order?
Oh, my bad. Next in the order is Kagura. And Kagura wasn't anything special. She was just walking down the street or something. Happened to her.
Hey, you know what? I gotta bring up because I said it before. I was looking at all the ships in Fruits Bag. I was like, okay, they got a pair. Even fucking Ritsu got a pair. Yuki got one. Kyo got. Okay, I'm looking down the list, and then I get to Kagura, and I'm like, wait, where the ship at? She don't got no pair. She looking kind of lonely. And it's so sad too, because they could have grouped her up with her mother, something like that. I mean, it wouldn't have meant much with her mother, since them hugging wouldn't have mattered whether she was cursed or not. But it's like, damn, Kagura's just out alone shopping somewhere, then the curse breaks, and then she doesn't get an emotional moment. It just happens. I'm like, damn.
Oh yeah, I feel like out of everybody got done dirty the most, just like on love and like having just on love, is just Kagura. Because it's like, damn, man, you lose your love you're building up for like 10+ years, and it's like, what you got left to show for it? Man, and it's kind of weird because I never feel like Kagura was like one of the Zodiacs who was like distant from like the outside world. I feel like she was like most comfortable with the outside world. Maybe that kind of showed in like her being outside when it happens.
I guess it's man. Toru low key might be the villain of the series, man. Stole Kyo away from Kagura. Tried to break the curses. Fucking up Akito. Yeah, I already said Toru a god too. You seen how she was backpedaling?
Oh yeah, she had the speed fees last episode. Yeah. Nah, Toru a lot of people villains, man, because like she's dating Yuki's arch enemy.
Yep.
Like, man, she just out here just doing what she want to do, man. Somebody gotta stop her, please.
And still living in Shigure's crib rent free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she is cooking and cleaning and doing everything else for these two bum ass niggas, but
Hey, relax, man. If Yuki want to cook up in the kitchen, he would, man. He got a whole garden out there, man.
man, you seen their reaction when Yuki tried to cook. They said, "Nigga," they said, "Nah, stick to the homework, stick to the tutoring, like do that. Like we good on the cooking."
It's funny. Yeah. After that, it was Kisa and Hero. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
And then that was a moment as well. But that moment wasn't like I didn't really take too much from that moment. Did you?
No, because they already had their moment, I believe, in the last episode. So, I think it was just one of those things. Like we're just showing all the curses.
Yeah. And then last we have, well, not last, but we have next is Hatsuhara and Rin.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I like that moment because it's like when Rin when it breaks, she touched Haru and Haru's like it's lonely, isn't it? And it's go back to one of the things we talked about early in the podcast about like what breaking the curse does for them. Like what do they like? What kind of safety the curse actually have for them? Like now that it's gone, they have to like forced to deal with the outside world a lot more than what they used to.
Yeah, the best part of what was going on, well, not necessarily the best part, but like a good moment of when the curses are breaking is Akito's like her monologue throughout it all.
Mm-hmm.
What was my most favorite thing that she said out of that? I got the screenshots. No, well, yeah, it more so has to do with her, but like as the curses are breaking and whatnot, she's basically saying that, like these curses kept us together, but now you don't have that, and you have to kind of go out in the world in the cold with no jacket, and you have to fend for yourself now. Like everybody, like when the curses are breaking, most of the time people are crying and whatnot because it feels different. It feels like there's this void now in your heart or whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have to live on trying to fill that void or whatever. It's entire new life. You have like a whole different perspective on life because of the bonds breaking.
Yeah, and I think even Agata mentioned it because when she said like I think she was talking about like new beginnings and new endings, and she was saying like while these bonds may break, I want you to cry for once, let all your emotions out, because now we can finally start to live our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got anybody else after that?
Yeah, it was Hattori. Hattori was it's cool, calm. Hattori, just chilling in the back, man. Curse breaking. And then last but not least, we have Shigure. Which Shigure's was so okay. I noticed something that scene. Shigure had like a mark, like a scratch on his face. You notice that?
I noticed that.
Yeah, I was wondering like, did I miss an episode or where did that happen from?
I feel like that's supposed to be significant just because they had a close up of his face in that scene. So I don't know what that would be. Like the only thing I could think of off the top of my head was maybe something with Rain.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Cause like it just there. Like I'm like, oh, when did Shigure ever get scratched up like that? And it doesn't even fit Shigure's character to be scratched up because we know he's someone who always try to manipulate things from the scenes without getting hurt. So like it's just jarring for like I'm pretty sure I would have remembered Shigure of all people getting hurt like that. So
yeah. Shigure is literally like the definition of a puppet master. He stays in the back, far from any like backlash, anything else. Just letting the pieces move.
Yeah, so I feel like that's going to be brought back up. Like I said, it's probably having to do something with Rain since he was still in the Soma state. I don't see who else it could have been, considering we saw everybody, all the other Zodiacs. Maybe the maid. I don't know, but those are only two I can think of.
Oh, Kira says we mentioned Kisa earlier. We talked about like her and Haru, not Haru, yeah, her Hero, yeah. So we didn't miss her, and I think that was it. The only person we didn't see was Yuki, and I was kind of disappointed because I'm a big Yuki fan, Yuki and Machi. So I was waiting for that scene the entire episode, Then I seen the time limit. I seen we get a backstory for the other Zugs. I was like, damn, you did it 2 weeks in a row. You let me wait. You letting me wait on this.
And it's so weird that we didn't get to see Yuki. Just because we like the last time we seen him was when he was running to where Machi was.
Mm-hmm.
So like that curse breaking and this reaction to it. I mean, they can still go back. So we went back and we saw the conversation between Akito and Toru. So they can do the same thing with Yuki's curse breaking. I feel like they have to, because that's just too glaring of an absence. Like everybody's curse break except for Yuki is probably intentional. So I think we are going to see that. But yeah, that was just one of those things in the episode where it's like, wait, what's going on with Yuki? I mean, especially since he's going to Machi, so it would have even more of a significance, because then he would be able to hug Machi without turning into a rat. And you know what's interesting about that too is Yuki never had to face the consequences of the curse impacting his relationship with Machi. Now he's thought about it before, but now he doesn't have to face that. So it'll be interesting whether or not he will even mention that to her. What do you think?
Okay, so I kind of disagree with that point, because I feel like you're right. You're right in the sense that like he didn't have to deal with it directly, but I think it was like maybe episode 9, where like we get a monologue between like a whole bunch of different people about the curse, and he was talking to like Machi. He wasn't talking to Machi, but he was saying in his monologue was like, we can't beat it together because of my curse and everything else.
Yeah. I said he thought about it, but it's not like with other characters. Like, I mean, you can bring up Kyo and Toru, like how Kyo views herself as a monster and keeps her at a certain length because of that. It's just now, since the curse is broke, he doesn't have to mention to Machi that, yo, I used to be a rat. I mean, like it would be such a weird thing it'll be a weird thing to even bring up now. Like she gonna I feel like Machi would believe him actually, but I think it's interesting question on whether or not he will reveal that information to her, and what would her reaction to that be, because he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like, how are you gonna prove it now? Like, I tell you gonna prove it. I didn't show you that. Well, I can't because it's broken. Wait, that's kind of convenient.
I think you know what they could do. What if Yuki doesn't know the curse broke? I mean, it would break the whole thing of everybody knowing. But like, let's just say it for plot convenience. It would be an interesting thing if he did not know the curse broke, and he went to Machi, and he's telling her about it. Like it's something that's on his mind. He tells her about, yo, I used to be a rat, blah 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 blah. And then she's like, bro, I don't know about all that. And then he like, I'll prove it to you. And he goes to hug her, and nothing happens. And it's just like an awkward moment of them like embracing each other. Like I don't know. Like he keep holding on to her. He like, is shit not working? So like, I think it could work in that sense, but they will have to break the whole thing of Yuki being unaware of the curse breaking. But it would make for a comedic moment if they did it like that.
You know, when you describe that scene, I can just see it like Machi getting red. He's getting like, it's not working. He just keep hugging and she get more red and red. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? That's
the exact scenario I see. But again, it would just have to break that one thing. But I mean, for a scene like that, I would not really care. Yeah. It as long as there's like some acknowledgement of Yuki going like, yo, what just happened? Like, you don't. If it's something like that where he just doesn't understand what's going on, I think that would be good.
I think one way we go 2 ways you can frame it. You can frame it like he was just so like he was running so hard, like not running so hard, but like just running, and then like he just didn't notice the curse breaking. Or one of the moments where like it's like the curse breaking happens like a lot later, because Toru and Kyo had like a little running fit for a little minute, so it's not like the curse immediately broke when he seen Toru. And I feel like Machi and Yuki's distance wasn't as far as like Toru and then Kyo's.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. So I think we put it off long enough. You want to talk about the origin of the Zodiacs and God and all of that?
Yeah, let's get it started. Did you go back to watch the other like first? Like I noticed every first episode of every season, we got a little bit more information about like the curse and everything else. Was you able to go back and like watch the first episodes of each season?
Nah, I didn't. I mean,
Okay.
I remember the God sequence from the first episode, so I never felt the need to go back.
Okay. Because I have time. I ain't time because I was cooking and stuff, so I couldn't have time to go back to that. But yeah. So the scene starts off with God, who is talking about like how he's very different from everybody else. He lives a much longer life, has powers and everything else, and he talks about like how he's been so alone, and he wants to like meet people and meet friends, but he can't because he's afraid of people, meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets greeted by a cat, and the cat talks about like being his friend and everything else.
Yeah, and Cat has been observing them, and they get cool.
Yeah.
And then God wants to invite people different from just different people. Well, not I guess not in the sense people, but different species, and then he sends out invitation to everybody everywhere. And I wonder how that invitation thing work. like a random person just pick it up, like, hey, they having a party on top of the hill. What's going on? Like what? Like who did these invitations go straight to like they DMs or what?
Nah, it's funny too because I guess seeing the pig being that one cousin who don't bring nothing but got to go place for
Oh,
to go place forever.
he asked him to bring some food. I don't. Everybody bringing cups and shit.
Yeah.
Nobody
The
don't
boy,
want to cook.
the boy bringing to go plays ready to go. Oh, I see you, God, man. I'll be here. Say that tomorrow. I'll be here. I'll
Yeah.
be here, nephew.
And what man? Where he got the sake from? He just make it.
I guess, yeah, he's putting spells and doing tricks and stuff. Hey man, that's God, man. He do whatever he want.
Yeah, true. But yeah, we get all the Zodiacs that go there, and we see that they're having a fun time. Banquets, every what did they say?
I think it was
Every
every
time
day,
it was
right?
moonlit, it was like moonlit. It had something to do with the moon. Like every time it was moonlit, they had a banquet.
Mhm.
So they're chilling. They get this repertoire with each other. They all cool, and then the cat start dying. And then old boy said, "Hey, I want the banquets to last forever. I want these bonds to be eternal. So I'm gonna give you some of this sake. You gonna drink this, and then we all gonna be chilling, and everybody drunk from it too. Well, God gave it to the cat, and then everybody followed, and they drunk that as well. And then the cat wake up, or no, the cat was already like after everybody drunk from it. The cat was like, "Yo, this ain't what I want."
Yo, yeah, wait, he drunk that, and the guy told him it was a mortar. It reminded me of the Idris Elba scene. What?
Bro,
I ain't want things. I thought it was just milk.
yeah, bro. I wrote it on Twitter. I'm like, bro, imagine you thirsty. Like, what if he wasn't even dying? He just thirsty, bro.
Yeah.
Thirsty as hell, parched. He's just like, yo, your homeboy got like, I got something for you. You think you get cold ass Gatorade? You like, okay, cool. He got me. My boy got me, man.
He got
And then
me.
he start talking like, yeah, this gonna make you immortal and shit. You huh?
What?
And then you gonna be reborn as a fucking ginger. Like, bro, like, nigga, this is not what I asked for. I just wanted something to drink.
Yeah, I love parts, man. It reminds me, I think it was like Family Guy with like a cult meeting. They're like, all right, man, you'll drink this and you'll be able to reach God by dying. You're like, wait, what? Oh no, I ain't signed up for this.
Yeah.
I ain't signed up for that. I just came for the drinks, man. Hey.
I did not ask for that, bro. It's something simple, man. I don't know why you gave that shit to us. Okay, keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
What the cat said, I fully agreed with.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where, like I've said this before, and this doesn't have anything to do with Fruits Basket. I said before, a power I would never want in a series, if I was in the series, in an anime, is immortality. I would never want that power. And that's just because, like, with immortality, there's also the possibility of eternal suffering, but that's beside the point. What the cat was saying, and what I believe to be true as well, is like, what's the value of life without death? That's not something that you can circumvent. And that's the case with a lot of other things, just like with light and darkness. Like, the reason why you are relieved with anything that you do is because of hardships that you go through. You can't eliminate one side of it and expect things to go well. So it's kind of like, I don't want to be immortal. I like my mortality. You can't just try to avoid things because it's sorrowful or anything like that. You have to go through some pain to be happy. So,
yeah, because I agree as well. Because it's kind of like you can't appreciate something if you know it's always going to be there.
Yeah,
and it's something that I feel like it's kind of like something you can say for real life. Because like if you know that you can live forever, you kind of take life for granted. You kind of take the stuff around you for granted. But if you know you have a limited amount of time, you're gonna try to live every day to the best of your ability, and that gives you a lot more joy, in my opinion, than just having immortality.
Yeah, man. Life is supposed to have a beginning and an end to it.
Mm-hmm.
When you make it eternal, and I think that just goes back to like the flaw of Akito's thinking. It loses its meaning. You know.
Yeah. Man. The words of a great philosopher: "Are you dying to live, or are you living to die?"
Oh my god, I did not know you were gonna bring that up, but okay.
Yeah. But it was so crazy because the cat basically told her did her whole. I think it was a girl cat because the eyelashes, but she told her whole speech and everything, and she died. And it was like, fuck her.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god, bro. I was sitting there like, yo, I see 12 different animals. I see a horse. I see a bunny. I see an ox. But in this moment right there, when they did that, I said, all I see is snakes. Y'all niggas just abandoned y'all boy because he was like, y'all, I'm not really feeling the immortality. And then homeboy died and they said, all right, we good. Like, what? No burial? We good.
Yeah, fuck him. I was like, oh my god. Like, can you imagine, like, you get this whole speech explaining your whole position about something, and they said, They still get it wrong?
Yeah.
Like, how you still get it wrong?
He like, I'm trying to tell y'all why I didn't want this. Y'all forced this on me. And he was just like, no, he's still dipping. Like, what? That's so fucked up. Bro, the original 12, them was some demon. These supposed to be Zodiacs. They was looking at the 7 deadly sins, nigga. They were egregious for that, man.
Yeah.
I think that goes into, like, it brings into the question of because we know, like, there's reoccurring things with specifically God and with the cat zodiac being constantly ostracized throughout history. It brings into question whether that original moment was the cause of what we see in the current time, because, like I said, the cat zodiac is constantly excluded from the 12. So, like, that original moment, that moment of betrayal, I know they say the cat betrayed them, but in my mind, 12 betrayed the cat. Like, it's kind of like the bitterness of the cat and the natural hatred the other 12 had for the cat because of that moment. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like an inherent thing. And the same thing with God always being lonely, because we see it with Akito. We've seen it with Akito's father. It's probably something that exists throughout within history with all the other variants of God or the cat zodiac or the other 12 zodiac. Like, they just have these inherent feelings because of that moment.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because it's kind of like, where did this demon cat come from though? Like, Kill's other form. Where did that come from?
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because it would have been a different story if, like, the God would have cursed the cat or something like that. But it didn't feel like God did anything different to the cat than he did to the other spirits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what caused that thing to happen? And another thing was weird was, like, how, like, in the story, it's like the rat is always closest to God. So I just assumed, like, God, like, God and the rat were, like, the closest ones.
Yeah, they didn't give any indication based on that moment. Some of the relationships, like the rat being special, like, there was no indication of that based on that story that was being told.
Yeah.
It's just kind
But
of one of those things where it's like it is what it is. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of like how they explain Hattori's powers. Like we don't know why he has these powers. It's just they say it and we kind of roll with it.
Yeah, I guess one way you could argue it is like it's kind of like how most stories are. Like the original story, kind of like, they even mentioned in an episode, like the original promise was like twisted and construed it to different things that like people took it for one way.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably took it as like God just banished the cat because it wasn't in it belong.
Let me read some of the chat.
Mm-hmm.
First, Francesca said Kagura was looking good though. I love her new style now that she's transitioning to a young adult. Yeah, for sure. Kagura fly. Kako said it's like they were crying for the cat's death, which they haven't done the first time. I think Kako's talking about when the curses break for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
QRW6 said you missed. Oh no, they already brought that up. Stoney said Kyo should have challenged Yuki to a cook-off. If I'm Yuki, why would I challenge? Why would I allow a challenge where I know I'm not good at? Like, if I see someone, if a buff dude's trying to fight me, I'm not just going to straight up fist fight. I'm not going, yeah, let's do it. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to try to equal. Either I'm changing the game or equalizing the playing field. Use your own imagination to, infer what I'm talking about. But I'm not getting no fist fight with no buff dude. Just like how Yuki should not get no cookout with Kyo. He's going to lose.
Oh, I feel bad for it. If Kyo beats Yuki in the cook-off, I feel so bad for all she should train it. Like, what was that training for then? Like, I was in the woods for all this time. I had to do I cook this nigga.
Yeah, he just had to cook out.
Yeah.
Dang, like thinking about that too. Like Cosmo don't know how to know. He don't know how to cook either. Like, bro, what is with these grown men not knowing how to cook? Y'all grown, learn how to cook, man. It's all right.
They live in so much state, man. They got maids. They got maids everywhere, man.
But no, it's more inexcusable for Cosmo because you damn near 40. You 40, nigga. Learn how to cook.
That too, like, and you also like train these kids in martial arts. I know you gotta give them like a little snack after, like a rice ball, something after they train and everything.
And then this is the thing of like you're Kyo's dad. Like you don't have to teach your kid everything, and it's not like he taught Kyo everything he knows in the world. But how does Kyo know how to cook so well, but you don't know shit? Like you don't know how to boil water.
I don't know about cook so well. He whoop up a little oodle and noodles. That's all he can do.
Oodle and noodles. Stop trying him.
What you mean? Stop. He's dissympathetic. He's not dissympathetic as him, but he's damn near the same way, man.
Bro, he's not Toru level, all right. But Kyo be in the kitchen whipping it up with some of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like Toru, Kagura. They up there, but hey, come on, man. Don't sleep on Kyo.
Oh, I like this comment. Francesca says, technically, Kyo beat Yuki at something. He beat Yuki at telling him that he was jealous of him this whole time. Yuki was even upset about Kyo beating him to it. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What was that was last episode?
Yeah, last episode.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about that. Well, let me ask this question. Who won out of the girls they got? Kyo, and I'm not talking about personality, just pure looks. We going. We talk about looks. Yeah.
We talk about the outside.
No, because if we just talk about personality, like obviously Toru, but
I don't know about that. But you do you, man. You do you.
What? Let me.
Blasphemous right there.
Ain't no way you got Machi above Toru, man.
I mean, you talking who I want, like who I rather date. I don't know. I'm not.
Okay, put it in that context. Machi or Toru?
Let me get Machi, man. Let me get Machi for 500, please.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. Hey, Toru, I like Toru a lot, but Machi, whoo, man. Behind every great woman is a bigger money bag. There's a bag of money.
What? So that what?
Oh, what you mean, man? Hey, man, you already told you, man. Yuki can't cook, man. So I gotta get somebody with money.
All right, man, you got it, bro. I ain't know you was trying to play this inheritance game.
What you mean? My parents was? Why can't I join the Game of Thrones?
Okay, bro. You got it, man. You good, man. You got it. I don't know.
No, I think it's Epic Machi though. We just talk about looks. I think I like Machi a little bit more than Toru.
I'll probably go with Machi and looks, but like Toru's Toru for a reason, man.
We know the baddest in the groups. Hattori got it. Not Hattori. Hatsuhara got it the best, man. Rain.
We know that. We know that.
Yeah, man. Yo, last episode he was talking his shit. I give him that. He was talking his shit. He said Rain breast got bigger, man. Woo.
Yeah, he was flexing for no reason. Nobody asked. Nobody asked.
I'm gonna ask you something, Yuki. I'm telling you.
Francesca said, I think Takaya said Kyo learned how to cook because Kazuma sucked, and so Kyo had to cook for them. The question I want to know is, at what point did Kyo learn how to cook? Because like you got to think about it. He's 15 when the series starts, so like he's been like, how long has he been cooking for this grown ass man?
Oh yeah.
It's like, to be fair, Toru did the same thing for her mother, so I'm not trying to shit on Cosmo or anything like that, but I feel like Kyoko probably like still knew something. Like Cosmo don't know how to cook shit.
And who taught Kyo then? Because I know his dad sure did. So who taught him how to cook? Like he was just in the cookbook, just whipping it up.
He was in the home ec or something, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. Sadari said, I'm taking Toru, fate of the universe on the line. Marshall's got the death beam pointed at the earth, and you better hit that shot. He going for Toru.
Toru, Honda? Whew. Beep, beep.
Wait, oh. I thought you was making a insensitive Kyoko joke.
Oh, nah. Whoa, what's wrong with you? Oh, man.
I've been hurt so many times, I got trust issues.
Hey, who hurt you, man? Who hurt you like that, man?
I can't name them. They're going to attack me in Discord later.
Nah, you're right, man. We'll keep it on the low.
Yeah.
On the
low. Something else I was going to bring up. But we talked about it a little, but man, I love Akito, bro. I love Akito. I think even Choco, who wasn't fond of Akito whatsoever, it had to turn his thoughts on her. He was like, you know what? I feel bad for Akito a little. And it's like, it's one of those things where you acknowledge all of her faults and everything, and she does as well. But just that moment where she says like, oh no, I got to quote exactly what she said because it was so powerful to me. She says, it's okay for me to stop being special or a god and become just me, isn't it? For me to start my life.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. I really love like Akito's character development is just out of this world because like throughout the whole I think it was last episode too. It's so crazy. Like it's not like we were repeating ourselves, but it's like because Fruit Basket had the way Fruit Basket is structured, we always building on more and more information about these characters.
Yeah.
So like just seeing Akito finally realizing that like I'm no longer this special person. I'm no longer this god. I'm just gonna be me, and that's powerful. That's powerful, man. Because like her whole life, she hasn't had a choice in what she had to do. She was always brought up to be the head of the house, be this god, but now she can finally be what she really is.
Yeah, it's the burden that it's like you don't have to play that role anymore. She can actually live her life and pursue. And it's one of those things with Toru too, because one of the things she had to learn early, and it brought back what Kyoko said to her in the past. It's like it's okay to be selfish, and Akito has been selfish throughout the series, but her want then was to keep up these bonds. But what that also detailed was her staying in that role of being God. What she actually wanted was to be on equal footing with everybody. She didn't necessarily want to be above everybody, but that's how she was able to keep all those bonds in check. But now since they're broken, it's not like she's going to be friends with all of the Zodiacs, but as she said, she can now start a new life and do things a lot differently. So props to Akito, man. Honestly, I told you before Kyoko is my favorite character, but what can I say? Akito has replaced her.
Oh my god, this is a shock to me.
It's a shock. You know I'm an Akito stan. I've been an Akito stan.
Yeah, when you see Akito stan, I think she was like top 3 for you, like in that show. I thought he was like a stan. I didn't know he was like that.
Bro,
Disgusts me, man.
Come on, man. Akito, man. Akito is great. She's like, for me throughout the season, I feel like she's been like the star. Like,
oh yeah. This has been literally the Akito show.
Everybody's been getting their shine, and not in equal amounts, but it's been pretty good. Like Yuki's had his thing here and there. Kyo's had a lot. Toru has come more into the forefront after season 2, where she was kind of more so in the background. But Akito she has shined so much throughout the season, and they set the roots for this since season 1, and I'm proud to see where she ended up. I didn't expect this at all.
Yeah, I kind of like the kind of another parallel between Toru and Akito is just like their parents kind of like quote unquote final words about with Toru. It was her mom saying it's okay to be selfish, and like she finally was able to do that like in like the last few episodes and last season of the show. While Akito on the other hand was whole about being special and everything else, she kind of went against that and decided to like, hey, I'm gonna live my life as a regular person now. So it's kind of weird how like they're like how like the way they're like the parents' words came into play a lot earlier for Akito, but at the end she reversed it when Toru was the other way around, where her mother's words came a lot later in her life.
Yeah, and I think the reason why Akito is like starting her new life now is just because she didn't have that proper guidance. I mean, still, like she had to find this thing. She had to find out things on her own because her father taught her something, but she took it in the wrong way, and that affected her in a negative way. But she found her way through people like Toru. So, it's also that connection because Kyoko taught that to Toru. It was reinforced to Toru by Kyo, and then Toru kind of passed that on to Akito, and those two became friends. So, and that's another thing too. I guess you could say technically Toru is Akito's first friend, because the other connections she's really had with people have been, with the exception of Shigure, they've been either relationships based on pity or just like they have to be connected to Akito because of the bond. So that's the first person who's like reached out to her and was like, yo, like, let's actually be friends.
Question: how do you think Shigure is gonna like approach Akito now?
I mean, I feel like they're going to have a normal relationship now. Like, I don't know how it's going to look, but I think this is something that Shigure has probably wanted for a while, just to he's never wanted this relationship to where he feels like he's babying Akito or enabling some of her behavior. He just wanted a real relationship with her. So I think that's where it's going to go with those two.
Yeah. Hope it does. I love to see them. I thought like last week episode. I hope we can see them like living together, because that would be funny to see. Like just Akito pulling up with Shigure with her bags in hand. Well, I'm living here now.
Hey, I'm still waiting on that talk with Rain, because I'm waiting for the words to come out of Rain's mouth. I told your ass exactly those words I want to hear from Rain. I told your ass you was not gonna keep up no weak ass bonds. I told you once they got a taste of the outside world. I told you what was gonna happen. Now pack your bags and get the fuck out there. I'm waiting for her to say that.
Oh yeah, she gonna act a fool. She gonna be dancing. She got the balloons, everything set up. Pull the little string. Yeah. Get out.
What type of dance you think she gonna hit? The Dougie? Hit her with the hit her with a dab, something like that.
My head with the crank that, man. Get out of here.
And she start cranking. And if that wasn't in the manga, I gotta give respect to TMS for that, man. That would be the ultimate. That would be the GOAT reference. Start cranking on up. Oh yeah. Man. Oh yeah, man.
Funny.
But I think it's going to be a sad situation for Rain, just because it's kind of like the Maid situation to where Akito is choosing to move on. But what I expect to see from Rain, if she does have that "I told you so" moment, that's just going to be an indication of her not moving on, because she doesn't really have anything to latch on to. It's like, after you win this, where do you go? You become the head of the Soma, and then what? You're still going to be lonely because Shigure is not going to come back to you, especially now. So the Zodiacs are going to move on. Hattori especially, he's not going to feel needed to stay in an inner Soma state anymore, since he wouldn't have to take care of Akito at the estate. So she's going to be on her own.
But isn't he like specifically the doctor for all the Somas though? Like I don't think he's just like specifically for
Akito. He's a Soma doctor, but what I'm saying is now he can travel now, because before he still had to be close to Akito because of her sickness. Mm-hmm. So now he'll be more free to do whatever.
Yeah. Man, I don't know what happened to Akito, but that sickness just disappeared, man, later on the seasons. Like first season when she was bedridden, barely got to bed. Last season she running, stabbing folks. Yeah. Man,
it's that Toru effect, man.
Disturbance in the force, man.
That's what she did to Yuki, because he had his sickness too. Toru cured that up, man.
Yeah, you're right. Toru might be a god, because she had killing terminal diseases.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Wait till my fruit basket iceberg theory. Toru is a god? Question mark.
Oh, breaking down the levels of it.
Yeah, and they ain't ready for that. But we expect the time skip to happen, right?
Oh, you talking like next episode?
Not next episode, but we expect the time skip, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. I think like maybe a 2-year time skip, like after they graduate and everything. I can see that, but I don't see anything going like further than that. Oh, can we talk about like Hero's little sister, like just this kid, like had a full head of hair after like 2 episodes?
No.
That baby was just walking. That baby was just walking. I was like, oh my god.
Hey man, they grow up fast.
I guess so. Because that's what last episode. It was like a newborn. It baby standing up, talking.
Yeah, the Momiji sensu beans. That's it.
Dang.
They feed them something different. I expect it to be a time skip. I don't know if it has to be next episode, but honestly, with the ending of this episode, that could have been a legit ending to the series.
Oh no! If this been the end of the episode, I'd have been upset. I'd been like, all right, man, Yuki and Machi thinking nothing. All right, who I gotta visit? What fanfic do I gotta read to get my itch, man?
Oh yeah,
if I don't get it, we'll have the problems.
I still feel like by the time the series ends, it's still going to be things that we're longing for. But yeah, you're right. They still have to show the Yuki and Machi thing. But I'm just saying, like, that felt like it could have been an ending. I didn't want it to be an ending, obviously, but I wonder where they go from here. Like, do we go back to the school? Like I said, I still need to see Akito and Rain. I expect there to be a time skip where we're seeing the ships, the fruition of the ships through time. So that's what I expect to see, but I'm not sure. I think we'll read some of the comments, give our last thoughts if we have any, and then we'll be out.
All right.
I read that. He said he take it Toru. Francesca said, I love Toru and Machi equally, but I'd rather date Machi. LOL.
She gets it.
Girl. All right. Sidarius said, money don't buy happiness.
But it pays the bills.
It don't buy happiness, but it gets you damn near close to it.
And Sidarius, you see my name, man? I am the Bordeaux banker, man. I'm all about that cash now. Cash and wine.
It's damn sure going to give me the tools to get happiness.
Yeah.
Shit. Francesco said season 1 was a little bit of everyone. Season 2 was Yuki, and season 3 has been Kyo, Toru, and Akito. Yeah, what I love about season 1 is it doesn't really move in this linear way to where it's straightforward and the plot is progressing. It's more so like it sets the foundation and it introduces you to all the characters, and then you get an inkling for like, okay, this is Yame, this is Yuki, this is Kyo, and like, you know, later throughout the season, like once you get to like the last 2 episodes where Kyo has a true transformation and things like that, it progresses, but it's more so it sets the roots for everything is in season 1, and then season 2 is when it starts moving things along. And then, you know, season 3 is a conclusion. So the way you split Fruits Basket in a season, I think is perfect. I think they ended things off in terms of the anime at good points, because it gives you a clear like direction turn for the series. Math Pi Hanan said, what do you think Kyo's reaction to Akito hugging Toru? Keep in mind, Kyo is still under the impression that Akito is a man. I think you're talking about the last scene. We know Akito hugged Toru, but I don't know if Kyo seen that she went for the hug, because it was kind of like Toru just gets like snatched into the room and then like Toru's gone. So I don't know if he knows that they were hugging. But I mean, if I was Kyo, forget them hugging or anything like that, I'm gonna be worried that Akito got my girl. That's what I'm worried about.
Hey man, he got this one settled. He said, I put in work for this 3 seasons. Finally got my kids. You know, that's mine.
Bro, listen, I'm not worried about Akito stealing. I'm worried about Akito hurting Toru. Kyo knows what Akito is capable of. Like I'm not. I didn't see this development. If I'm Kyo, I didn't see it. I ain't have no conversation with Akito. I'm not trusting you with Toru. Forget all that. But yeah, that's everything. Anything else you want to bring up, Perry?
I think that's everything.
All right. So that is it for this episode of the Ox and Rap Podcast. Appreciate everybody who showed up. Kenny, Math Pi Hanan, Francesca, Sedarius, QRW6, Stony, Kako, Rexor, Rant, Rush showed up briefly. Light. Am I missing anybody? What am I missing?
Yandere Shiki.
Yandere Shiki, everything animated.
Mm-hmm.
They just everybody.
You said QRW6, right?
Yeah, man. You know, QR.
Animation, man. You know that's the day one, man. He been in the trenches the entire podcast, man. We appreciate everybody who's here.
Yeah, appreciate everybody who showed up. We will be here next week. 2 more episodes left of Fruits Basket, so we should be in tune for another great pair of episodes, and then that'll be the season. I have some things planned for Fruits Basket on this channel, so be on the lookout for that as well. Follow Perry on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We out. Peace.